Mark thought he had found the one. Beautiful, educated, independent. They were inseparable for 11 months. Then one morning, she packed her bags without warning. What he discovered next changed everything he thought he knew about dating in the Philippines. City Filipina versus Province Filipina. It's the debate that gets foreigners into heated arguments in expat bars across Southeast Asia. Some swear city girls are materialistic gold diggers. Others claim province girls are innocent angels who'll never betray you. But here's what nobody talks about. Both sides are hiding something. Today, you're getting 3 real stories from foreigners who learned the hard way. Stories that'll make you question everything you think you know. And by the end, you'll discover which type is actually right for you, assuming you can handle the truth. Stick around, because the twist in David's story at the end will blow your mind. Meet Mark, 38-year-old American, digital marketing consultant, living the dream in Manila's Bonifacio Global City. He matched with Angela on a dating app. 26, works in finance, speaks perfect English with a slight American accent from watching Netflix. First date? A trendy Korean BBQ spot where she insisted on splitting the bill. Mark was impressed. Finally, an independent woman who wasn't after his money. Within weeks, they were exclusive. Angela introduced him to her corporate friends, took him to underground music venues he'd never find as a tourist, and matched his intellectual banter over weekend brunches. For 6 months, Mark was convinced he'd cracked the code, but then the cracks started showing. Angela's rent was due and her company delayed salaries. Could Mark help just this once? 2 weeks later, her mom needed surgery. Another month, her brother's tuition. Each request came with tears, apologies, and promises to pay him back. Mark started noticing something else. On Instagram, Angela posed with designer bags he'd never seen her buy. Her friends drove cars their salaries couldn't afford. Everyone seemed to be living beyond their means, playing a game of appearances. Then came the breaking point. Mark planned a surprise visit to her condo. She wasn't there. Her neighbor casually mentioned, "Oh, Angela, she's at her other boyfriend's place in Makati." Wait, what? Turns out, Angela was seeing 2 foreigners simultaneously. Both thought they were exclusive. Both were helping her financially. When Mark confronted her, she didn't even deny it. She simply said, "You guys can afford it. What's the problem?" Mark learned the hard way that location doesn't equal character. But here's where it gets interesting, because James, another expat, had the complete opposite experience. And his story will make you wonder if province girls are really the answer. James is a 52-year-old retired engineer from Manchester. After his divorce, he moved to Dumaguete seeking peace, simplicity, and maybe companionship without drama. He met Maria at a local sari-sari store. 29, radiant smile, broken English, but her warmth needed no translation. She brought him homemade bibingka without being asked. Introduced him to her entire extended family by week 2. Her Lola blessed their relationship before they even made it official. James felt something he hadn't felt in decades. Genuine care. Maria didn't ask for fancy restaurants. She was happy with street food, didn't need designer clothes. She wore simple dresses and still looked beautiful. While Angela played games, Maria seemed refreshingly authentic. But 3 months in, reality got complicated. Maria's father got sick. The family couldn't afford treatment. James paid 15,000 pesos for the hospital. Then her brother lost his tricycle driving job. James bought him a new motorcycle. Then her nephew's baptism needed sponsorship. Then her sister's graduation. Then repairs for the family home. James wasn't dating Maria. He was financially supporting 7 people. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Saying no made him the villain. In province culture, when you love someone, you love their family. Refusing help wasn't seen as setting boundaries. It was seen as selfishness. Foreign money meant foreign responsibility. Then came the bigger issue. James wanted to travel. show Maria the world, starting with a trip to Thailand. But Maria had never been on a plane. The thought of leaving her family for 2 weeks caused panic attacks. She cried for 3 days before admitting, "I can't leave them. What if something happens?" James realized he'd fallen for an illusion too. He wanted a partner who'd join his lifestyle. But Maria came with anchors. Heavy, unbreakable family anchors. He wasn't wrong for wanting freedom. She wasn't wrong for valuing family. They were just incompatible. But wait. Because David's story is about to reveal something both Mark and James missed completely. Before we continue, could you please take out just 2 seconds of your time to like this video? This really means a lot to me, and I appreciate every single like on this video. Thank you. David is 34, Canadian travel vlogger, 6 years living across the Philippines. He dated extensively in both worlds, and what he discovered will change how you see this entire debate. Before you hear the full story of David, I want to use the next 1 minute to talk about finding the right Filipina partner. I've received tons of messages from people interested in dating genuine Filipinas. For me, I recommend the Christian Filipina dating service, the premier Asian Christian dating service for Christian singles seeking real Christian relationships. It's an award-winning Filipina dating service. It is the #1 place to meet beautiful Filipina singles. They have been recognized by trusted media outlets like the BBC, CBS, and NBC. Christian Filipina tech experts ensure that all profiles are vetted correctly to get rid of scammers in the system. This is to ensure a smooth experience with each user. I'll leave the link in the description below and also in the comments. You can sign up and use either the free version or the paid subscription. I highly recommend the paid subscription. With the paid subscription, you'll have unlimited video calls, featured listings, and everything you need to turn your dream connection into reality. Also, read up the testimonials from happy couples. Now let's continue with the story of David. In Cebu City, David dated Sophie, a corporate climber, gym enthusiast, always dressed like she stepped out of Vogue. Their relationship was exciting, fast-paced, Instagram perfect. But David always felt like a supporting character in her social media story. Every date was a photo opportunity. Every conversation circled back to her career ambitions. Later in Bohol, he dated Christina, provincial teacher, family-oriented, values over vanity. She packed him lunch, wrote him handwritten notes, and genuinely seemed invested in his happiness. But when David talked about his dreams of van life across Asia, Christina looked at him like he was speaking alien language. Here's what David realized that Mark and James didn't. Both women were authentic. Both had genuine qualities. But David was chasing an impossible fantasy. A City Filipina's independence without her ambition, or a Province Filipina's devotion without her traditional roots. The real question wasn't city versus province. The real question was, what kind of life did David actually want to build? If he wanted career-driven conversations, international travel, and personal space, he needed someone city-raised who understood that lifestyle. If he wanted home-cooked meals, tight family bonds, and traditional values, he needed someone province-raised who embodied that culture. The problem? David wanted both. And you can't have both. You can't expect a City Filipina to drop her ambitions and become domestic. You can't expect a Province Filipina to abandon her family and become cosmopolitan. David's breakthrough came when he stopped asking, which is better, and started asking, which matches who I actually am. He eventually settled down with a woman from Iloilo, medium-sized city, raised with province values but exposed to modern thinking. She had the balance he needed. Not perfect, but compatible. And that's the lesson Mark and James learned too late. Here's the controversial reality nobody wants to say out loud. Some foreigners fetishize Province Filipinas because they want submission disguised as loyalty. They want someone who won't challenge them, won't question their decisions, and will stay dependent. That's not love, that's control. And some foreigners chase City Filipinas because they want trophy girlfriends, someone to show off in expat circles, someone who validates their status. Then they complain when she expects the lifestyle that comes with being arm candy. Both types of women know their value. Both types can be loyal or opportunistic. Both types can genuinely love you or strategically use you. Geography doesn't determine character, intentions do. The City Filipinas who demand Louis Vuitton bags? They're honest about what they want. The Province Filipinas who stayed despite hardship? They're showing you their values. The question is whether you're honest with yourself about what you actually want, and what you can actually offer. Because here's the real secret. The right woman isn't about city or province. She's about shared values, compatible life goals, and mutual respect. Mark eventually found love with a City Filipina who worked in NGOs, ambitious, but not materialistic. James now dates a Province Filipina who studied nursing abroad and returned home, traditional but worldly. David found his balance in the middle. They all found happiness when they stopped chasing stereotypes and started seeking compatibility. So here's your moment of truth. Stop asking, City Filipina or Province Filipina. Start asking, what kind of life do I want to build? What values matter most to me? Am I ready to embrace her culture? Whether that's rooftop bars or family fiestas? Can I love her world, or do I just want her to fit into mine? Because the wrong question keeps you arguing in expat Facebook groups. The right question leads you to your person. Do remember to check out the Christian Filipina dating service if you're interested in a genuine relationship with a Filipina. The link will be in the description below. Now it's your turn. Comment below honestly. Are you Team City, Team Province, or Team It Depends? And don't be shy. Tell us why. Let's settle this debate once and for all. And if you're genuinely interested in knowing what Filipinas like in bed, you can check out this video before you.